All right, well, hey there, folks. I'm Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. I hope you're having yourself a great day. Obviously, we got some things happening out there. We have Halloween coming up in a few days. We got beautiful weather here, but we still have things going on in the tropics. So I'm going to get right on into that here, looking at the area of the Southern Caribbean for a chance of some more development here. And what the model has been showing really for about the past week or so is that something is going to develop down here. Now, exactly what that is still yet to be determined, but it's likely that we'll see something here developing here in the coming days. In fact, I'll go ahead and get you right to the modeling here. I'm going to run this out through into the weekend. So several days. It's not going to happen right away. Whatever development that does happen here will take some time, but it will work its way into about the central part of the, let me get my little mouse up here, my little pointer. It'll work its way into the central part of the Caribbean. This is Sunday around lunchtime, so we're going into the weekend here, so a number of days away. So this isn't going to be an immediate thing, and it's going to kind of be working its way into the northern part of the Caribbean, kind of near Dominican Republic, which is right here, and then there's Puerto Rico right here. And what the models show in the long term is that it comes into the Atlantic here, and then it might try to sneak off a bit to the west, getting closer to the U.S. All that said, I don't have any real concerns for mainland U.S., and I really don't have any concerns for us. It's just not going to be able to get to us, and here's why. In the upper levels of the atmosphere, the polar jet this time of year, you get solidly into the late half of October, into the fall. The polar jet dives down. That's a big river of air way above our heads, about 40,000 feet up, of really strong winds. And if a tropical system tries to move into that, those strong winds basically just rip it to shreds. So that will keep any tropical system from impacting the mainland U.S. Now, obviously, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands are going to have to watch out for this thing, and it could become Patty. That will be the next name on the board. But my feeling is that we aren't looking at anything that's going to impact mainland U.S. and certainly not going to head into the Gulf of Mexico. So we will be perfectly good here. We'll keep an eye on things. Really, about the only way for a tropical system to impact us this late, it would have to form kind of in the southern part of the Gulf here, somewhere down here, and then kind of work its way up to us in between the wind shear. You see the heavy wind shear here, but there is a little gap here, right along the Texas coastline. So every once in a while, a little gap will appear in those in that wind shear, and it's just little windows. So at this time of year, this late into October, and then of course going into November, it's happened. We had Kate back in 1985, Hurricane Kate. Hurricane Kate formed right down here, and then it went straight up to Panama City and made landfall as a hurricane. It can happen, but the windows are brief, and once again, the water temperatures up here in the northern Gulf are cool. So even if something could develop down here, it would be much weaker by the time it got to the northern part of the Gulf. So the concern levels for us at this point, really, really low. So no major worries that we have to worry about from this point on out there in the tropics. So what are we looking at here? Well, let me get this up here for you. Back home, we're doing fine, but we're kind of warm. Our temperatures are definitely warm. I mean, 86 is the forecast for this afternoon. 89 is the record. So not quite record territory, but pretty close. It's a hot day out there, and it's going to stay hot here for a while. If high pressure in place, clear skies. It's really beautiful, but once again, pretty toasty, a little hazy out there from our eastern shore camera. Temperatures in the 80s out there right now. Lots of sunshine, real pretty day, but another hot day and another dry day. We've only had half an inch of rain so far in October. I don't see that changing here for us today. So once again, it's going to be a hot one. Here's a look at Dauphin Island. If you want to hit Dauphin Island for a cool sunset tonight, or a pleasant sunset, it won't be cool in that sense. It'll be not temperature-wise anyhow. Upper 70s down there at sunset. Here's what it looks like next several. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you rip off your microphone. So next several days looks good. It's going to stay basically about the same. I think our high temperatures will dial back a couple of degrees, but not much. So we're going to about 83 by Wednesday. And of course, Thursday is Halloween. I know everybody's wondering about the Halloween trick-or-treat forecast. Not like last year. Last year it was chilly at trick-or-treat time. I remember because my kids complained. It was in the, I think, the low 50s and then dropping into the 40s last year for Halloween. It was chilly. This year it's going to be in the mid 70s. So it's going to be mild. So hopefully, maybe something, if you still haven't figured out the kids' costume yet, you probably want to do something with short sleeves, something that can handle warm weather. You don't want to stick them in a Chewbacca costume. They won't be very happy after a while because they will be sweating. Here's the long-range forecast. Once again, I don't see any major changes once we go from, obviously Thursday's the last day of October, and then we go into the Friday and the weekend, and we begin November. It's going to be pretty warm out there, pretty toasty, and don't see any good fall air out there. It's just going to stay on the warm side. I mean, it's not like it was, a month ago. I mean, so it may not register that it's been all that hot lately, but it has been. I know October heat isn't like September heat or August heat, but still, it's warm for this time of year. And even as we move into November, I don't see any major changes. So it's going to remain on the hot side. Hey, catch us soon here on Fox 10, 3, 4, and 5 today. We'll see you there. Bye now.